'Twas the shift before Christmas, and all through the store, a wall of goalie pads stacked to the ceiling from the floor.
Dear Santa, I've been a good goalie this year, promise, and there's only one thing on my list. I want pads that help me fly across the crease, kick out powerful rebounds, and keep me solid in my butterfly. For the glove, a huge pocket and no break-in needed. And the blocker, lightweight, precise, and packed with control. And Santa, it all has to look cool.
I've got just the thing.
Brian's is known for three things: innovation, bold designs, and Canadian-made quality. They recently released the Optik 4, and it delivers on all of those promises. From building on past success, integrating the iconic line features, and bringing all new features to life, this pad is designed for goalies of all play styles. In this video, we'll be going over the all-new Brian's Optik 4s. We'll be discussing what's new, I'll be giving you my honest opinion on the pads, and I'll let you know if you should make this your next set. Before we dive into the technical specs, let's just take a moment to appreciate the graphic. I've been a big fan ever since I first saw Igor Shesterkin and Connor Ingram both rocking these pads in the NHL, and I can't wait to see what Brian's goalies dream up on the customizer. One thing that I really like about this graphic is it reminds me of the Brian Slash graphic. It's really aggressive throughout the pad to cut through the colors, and I think it leaves a lot of opportunity to make these pads look exactly how you want for your set. Beyond just the face of the pad, I also like how the graphic extends onto the boot to really add extra depth to the design. The set keeps it consistent with the glove and the blocker, not only on the front, but also again on the side and the backhand of the glove to really add that depth to the design. Now you can't talk about the Brian's Optik without first talking about their internals. And what makes this pad really cool is the Brian's Bri Core, which is their internal material made by sandwiching HD foam between two carbon sheets to create a hard face while also making the pad stiff for ultimate performance in the butterfly. Another cool option about the core on Brian's Optiks is that you can really customize it to make it perfect for your style. We'll start out with the Max Core. That's what we order in at the hockey shop stock. And what this max stiffness is it has this aggressive pre-curve, almost like a Z shape, and it has very little flex to the pad. Now, what this is optimal for is locking goalies into the perfect butterfly for these pads. Alternatively, you can order the Fly profile, which is a little less stiff than this pad with an internal simulated break right under the knee. Now, this is great for goalies that want a stiff pad, but still want a little extra reactiveness to their playstyle. And last but not least, there's the Flex option. And now the Flex option is a super soft pad with essentially two simulated internal breaks above and below the knee to create a very reactive pad to your play for the most mobile of goalies. Next up, we've got the Knee Stack, which Brian's has made stiffer in order to add extra stability to your play in your butterfly. And they've also increased the size so goalies can sit taller when they're on the ice. Now moving on to the strapping, this is one of the most exciting parts about the Optik 4. First, we'll talk about the calf strap, which has an added elastic band in order to make it a bit more reactive when you're playing, while enabling the pad to still rotate comfortably into your butterfly. Next up, we've got the lower calf strap, and Brian's added a lot of customizability into this. First, you've got your standard setup where it goes across your entire calf, but Brian's actually added in a third option so that you can adjust the strap to sit higher or lower on your calf depending on what's most comfortable. And not only that, but on the Velcro side, you can see that it's laced in here so that the lacing allows you to also move this receiver end of the Velcro up or down your calf to get that optimal fit. And speaking of the calf, it's also got a removable calf pillow, which you can just take out if you prefer that. And last but not least for the pad, you can't mention a Brian's pad without mentioning OptiSlide. This is one of my favorite slide surfaces in the entire game. What it's designed to do is make you slide effortlessly through the crease in order to conserve energy and maximize your output. Moving on to the catcher, Brian's redesigned the closure on the Optik 4 glove, and Jake Allen's quoted as saying it's the best glove he's ever worn. While it's a matter of preference, that's a pretty strong recommendation from one of the NHL's goalies. the Optik 4 is Brian's version of a 60-degree or a 590 break angle, which means that your hand will be closing sort of in a thumbs up. When it comes to the redesigned closure, Brian's changed things up in order to help the glove close easily right off the shelf and snap close when making a catch. It's a little hard to describe what the glove actually feels like. I can say that with confidence, after only a few ice times, this glove will be windmill ready. Now, the Optik series has always been known for having an aggressive pocket end tee, and that's no different on the Optik 4. Brian's has an extra wide tee in the pocket in order to help the glove snap closed on a puck's impact, and the deep, large pocket makes sure that you're not going to have to suffer from any pop-outs. One of my personal favorite features of Brian's gloves, although it's definitely up to your preferences, is the Brian's Smart Dial system. This year on the Optik series, they switched from BOA to ATOP, but at the end of the day, you're not going to feel much of a difference in how it performs. What I do like is it makes it really easy to get a perfect fit of the glove every time and just as easy to release. One thing I think is really cool about the Optik 4 blocker is its tapered blocker board, which shaves weight without reducing any of the surface area you have for making a big save. And it benefits from that Bri-Core technology, which guarantees massive rebounds. Moving over to the palm of the blocker, again, we've got that Smart Dial system, which makes it really easy to adjust the glove to make it fit just right on your hand. And you'll notice that Brian's got rid of that really annoying strap that goes over the dial in order to make it easier to access. Along with the removal of that strap, Brian's also redesigned the cuff on the blocker to give you unrestricted mobility. Last but not least, Brian's also redesigned the blocker wall to make sure that you always have a consistent squared profile, and there's not one, but 2 removable pillows. Overall, I'm pretty stoked about the Optik 4 set. I think they did a great job of building on previous success while offering some thought-out improvements on the pads. First, with the leg pads, I love that Bri-Core technology as well as the core options, and I'm a huge fan of OptiSlide. But my favorite improvement that they made was to the strapping, and that's by making it more customizable, and that bungee professor strap, which I think is just awesome and super comfortable to wear. When it comes to the blocker, there's not a ton of revolutionary advancements here, but it shows that Brian's did listen to its customers, and that's something I love to see out of the brand. And finally, with the glove, I find it really easy to use. However, it is a hate it or love it thing, so you can be the judge, but of course, Jake Allen loves it. So who are these Optiks for? Well, one thing that I really like is through the customizable features, not only on the customizer, but also through the strapping. I think it really suits any goalie's playstyle. But overall, the pad is designed for a butterfly goalie that's looking to make big kick saves and slide around the crease effortlessly. So should you make this your next set? It might be hard to say, but what I love about this set is how solid it feels in the butterfly, and I'm a big fan of the new strapping options, particularly that elastic bungee. If you want to get your own Optik 4 set, or really anything hockey related, come on down to the Hockey Shop or go to thehockeyshop.com. See you guys later.